Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, January 26th, and I am back again. I am up for the day. I'm about to get ready for work. I felt the need to just come just as I am and make a video because this has really been on my spirit, and I just really want to share my thoughts. And I really feel like I'm going to be speaking to myself, but I'm sure that someone else will get something out of it too. So I wanted to come today to talk about how it's important to not let people rain on your parade when you are on the path of greatness. And sometimes it's very unintentional when people do that. And I know that for me, I've been putting in a lot of work on myself, and I'm not perfect at all. We all have our insecurities at times. We all have our times where days are just not the best, and we have our moments. But through it all, I will always strive to look at the lighter side of at the lighter side of things. I will always look at it with the glass full. I'm not going to ever put myself in a position. No, I'm not going to say it ever, but I'm going to always try to. I'm going to always not try, but see the sunny side of it. That's part of me being a Leo. I'm ruled by the sun and ruled by the heart. We have huge hearts, and we have there's an optimism about us, and I'm not gonna let nobody rain on my parade. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes you can be doing something, you can be talking, you can just be being who you are, just saying something that you would just say regardless. Just say something positive or say your perspective because that's who you are. And sometimes people will take that as you being condescending, or you just making it seem like, I guess, like your ish don't stink or something like that, when it's really just you being who you are, because you are on the path to greatness. We are all on the path to greatness. And I feel like it's important, especially I feel like in the Black community, it's important to see positive images. If you go on Facebook or like go on, watch all these reality shows or watch all this stuff, you'll be constantly bombarded with negative images of not only from the Black community, but just negative images. And you have to be very conscious and careful of what you watch, what you listen to, what you eat. All of that is food, and you have to be mindful and be every action needs to be with an intention. I have a video about about how everything should be an intention, you know. And I just think it's just extremely important to just be mindful and careful what you take in, because that really has an effect on you. And speaking of that, there is a great channel. Like it puts you in the mind of like Netflix, but it's for like it's by it was created by this black woman. I forgot her name, but it's Kweli TV, KWELI TV. If you just Google that, you'll find it. And this is like a channel. It's like a channel, and it has all kind of documentaries or like comedies. It has like some health shows. It has everything, and it's positive images for Black people to watch. I love it. Me and my husband watched a documentary yesterday, and that's what I need, because even though Netflix is cool, and I tend to just gravitate towards more of the documentaries and more like the travel and food stuff, but it's just great to see people that look like you and positive images and different shows and different forms of art that's represented for Black people. We need that. We need more channels. And it's only the first 30 days is free for that channel, and it's $20 for the whole year. So I encourage people to go look at that. And I'm going to be sharing that on Facebook and Tumblr, and I'll also put it in the description for this video too. But my biggest thing is sometimes I feel like I can't be myself. I have to like, I can't be myself because I feel like, if you just share the things that's on your mind, that's genuinely how you feel, and it's not about flexing, it's not about nothing, you just being who you are. Some people take that as you being condescending or being showy or flexing or things like that, when that's not the case. You're just really being who you are. And that's why sometimes when people say Leos are centered on themselves, or uh, uh, they're very what's the word, like arrogant, sometimes there is some truth to that, I guess. But however, some of it, I don't think it is. I just think that we just think very highly of ourselves. And I think all people should take time to focus on themselves and self-care. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't get it. It just drives me crazy. That's why it's important for me to be around people who inspire me to be where they're at, or who are on the same path that I'm on, and we want the same things. Don't have to be the same exact things, but we're all striving for the same, similar goals. That's why when I was not married, when I used to go on my favorite forum, it's a black women's forum, when I used to go on my favorite forum, and they had like a relationships forum, I wouldn't spend too much time in the single women's forum part, like where you have discussions about dating and single life. I focused on the relationship and the marriage forum part of that relationships forum, because I wanted to be in a relationship, and I wanted a mate, and I wanted to be married. I went where I was striving to be. I didn't focus on just being always amongst people who were where I was not. I don't want to sound like I was always wanting to be around people who that cause me to want to elevate. That's the point I'm trying to make, or whatever. When I wasn't amongst because that's the beauty of having the internet. When you're not around the type of people that you want to be around, or when you're not around that on a regular basis, you can turn on YouTube, and I watch Lennon Honor. And anyone that knows who Lennon Honor is, he's a black man, and him and his wife, they promote positive relationships. That's one of their biggest things, is positive relationships. And I love watching his channel. Like, it's him and his wife. They have beautiful black babies, and they have 5 children, and they homeschool their children. They're both entrepreneurs. That's the type of stuff that I was watching. That's the type of stuff I watch. That's the type of stuff that I want. To me, that's a positive image. That's what I like watching. I watch the Mayats. The Mayats is another black family, and they are a couple, and they work together. They're like counselors. And, they're always promoting healthy relationships. And you could tell that they are focused on, especially on the black community. You could tell there's a focus on that. I don't know if that's their aim, but that's what it feels like. And I think regardless, it's positive. And that's the type of stuff that I like to watch. I like to watch things that inspire me to elevate. I don't want to be around things that causes me to revert, or be angry, or be sad, or be mad. I come too far for that. And the point I'm just saying is, and I feel like I'm speaking to myself, but I'm sure someone else maybe needed this message too, is to, no matter what, be who you are. Do not dim your light for nobody. Do not dim your light for no one. Do not downplay yourself for nobody. If you feel a certain way about something, that's how you feel. And that don't mean that you're thinking you're better than somebody, that you're being condescending. You want to shine light. You want to be positive. And every day is not going to be a happy day. Every day. I strive to have happy days, but not every day is going to be like that. But however, that's the time to be self-actualizing. That's a trait that Leos tend to have. Is to reflect and see, okay, what's the reason why that this happened to me? You know, what am I supposed to learn from this? There's something bigger beyond this. There's a symbolism behind this. So I know for me is that as I grow, as I see the best in everything, that I'm gonna have to run into things or people that feel that me seeing the light in things is not is an issue, which to me is very backwards. And I know that it's not that it's necessarily an issue. It's just that there's things going on with them, and that they have to deal with that. And that's not as that, but I can continue to be positive. I can continue to have compassion. I can continue to be loving. That's what I can do. You know, there are black people. I mean, there are black women out there that are not angry. There are black women out there that are soft. There are black women out there that are strong, but are also able to receive love. There are black women out there who that are in positive, happy relationships with a black man and are happy. I have a wonderful husband. I love him to death. I love him very much. He is a great man. And there are many black men like him out there. You just have to believe that too. Sometimes I just, you know, that's why at times I don't mind that I gravitate more towards older people or older women, because I learned so much from them, and I feel like they learn things from, it's like an exchange. And I admire that, because I feel like at times when it comes to people in my own age group, not that, trust me, believe me, that's what the power of the internet is, how you can connect with so many people online and how you can one day meet them. I think that's amazing. But sometimes, you know, like today, you have thoughts in your mind. That's why I'm talking it out. It's just sometimes it's so frustrating when you're working on being the best who you can be, and, you know, staying sane in this society, you know, and I put in work. You know, this is not like, oh, I'm just some hunky-dory thing. I'm just like, everything is just all perfect. No. I get up, I meditate, I write my affirmations, I journal, I eat high vibrational foods. I do a lot. I put in a lot of work. I take my sea salt baths. You know, I'm sitting in, me and a group of lovely ladies. We created a bin, like a container, and it has like dirt, and like you can put anything you want in it, anything you want, crystals, soil, leaves, all kind of stuff that's connected to, that reminds you of nature. And we put our feet in it, so that, because you know where I live at is in the snow, so to stay connected to nature and grounded, which is something that I really need, because a lot of times I'm feeling like I'm in two places. You know, I feel kind of like, you know, sometimes feeling out of my body, you know, type of things, feeling like it's a shift, like I feel like I'm in two places at one time. So I definitely need some grounding or whatever like that. Because I felt it a little bit yesterday. I grounded yesterday. I was like at work, and I felt like I was like in two places. I was like, ooh, I need to ground some more. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm doing the work, and I'm still working on myself, you know. And I feel like this is a journey in life that we're supposed to just take in and just be, you know, just taking it all in. Even the parts that are not so, you know, not so fun, you know. I could easily talk about how I can't stand the snow, and how I don't want to be up here, and how I want to be down south close to my family, and this and that and third. And yes, I do have my moments, which is why we have a vision. That's why we have a vision board. We have vision boards, and that's why we have affirmations hanging up around the house, because we know one day we want to be down south with 100 or more acres of land. Okay? But I don't dwell on that, because I know I'm supposed to be here for a reason, despite the fact that I don't like, you know, having to commute to work and go to Philly and you know, all that craziness of dealing with the traffic and crazy drivers, and you know, working a 9 to 5, and me being a 5 life path, which is a Leo energy, which is freedom, which is changing, learning, traveling. That's all. That 5 energy is Leo, all Leo. So me being in that kind of environment, and when you become more connected to yourself and spirituality, and you know, just being one with nature, when you start striving more towards that, you start realizing how unnatural that is to you. You know, I could sit here and really dwell on the negative things that I endured, or have endured, or have experienced, or things that I've dealt with, but I acknowledge it, but I know not to dwell in that, because I know that will be my demise if I dwell in that. I know that I'm here for a reason. I know that I'm in this location for a reason, to learn things. And I've learned so much about myself. I have met so many amazing people, and will continue to meet amazing people. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're on your path, and you're on your journey, and you know you are doing things that will be helpful for you and your family, and you know that you are healing yourself, and in essence healing your family, you keep going. You do not let outside forces make you think that something is wrong with that, or that you're being too this, or you being too that. No, you be who you are. And one day maybe they will be able to see that it's not that you're trying to flex, or that you're trying to do this, or you're trying to be condescending, of that. You're just being who you are. And that we are all meant to be happy. You know, and that's not to say that we're not going to have some trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, there's a lesson behind everything. And it's how we respond to it. So I'm speaking to myself, and hopefully this message got to someone else. So I want everyone to have a great day, and stay safe if you're in the areas that it was snowing, because we had a blizzard on Saturday, and our side streets are ridiculous. So everybody stay safe. And for the ones that are not in the snow, and that's down south, and that's like in Florida, lucky you. Just be thankful that you're having like maybe our spring in your winter. And you have a great day.